Hello, this is Melam.
And this is Oki, and welcome to the English version of True Crime in Texas.
Okay, before we start, we would like to thank you for all of you to give us a chance to introduce the English version to the show. And we will be really happy for any comments. Thank you.
Before we start our case, I just want to mention that we already recorded the Thai version where my mom told the story of the case this week. I'm simply just taking all her research and changing it to English and telling you the story today. So a lot of this stuff she already knew, so she won't be responding the way I usually respond when we record the Thai version. Because normally I don't know the story. I know the case a little bit, but not in full details. But she's the one with the research.
So let's go to the case.
Yes.
Okay.
So today's case, we will be talking about Sarah Stern. And this is a very popular case. Dateline had their profile. A lot of podcasts did a show on Sarah Stern. And it's really, really interesting. Today, we will be going to New Jersey.
Yes.
The city in New Jersey is called Neptune City. And it's a small city. It's one of those cities that everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So on December 3rd, 2016, like late night December 2nd, but the morning of December 3rd at 2:45 a.m., there's this Uber driver that noticed an abandoned car, like right at the top of this bridge, right on Shark River between BELMAR and AVON-by-THE-SEA, all in New Jersey. But the car had keys in it. It was abandoned. There was nobody there. And it was at, like I said, 2:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the car was a 94 silver 4-door Oldsmobile 88. And the Uber driver decided to call the police.
Yes.
Because it was kind of strange that the car was there. And there was nobody around. The keys were still in there. Finally, the police arrived.
Yeah.
And of course, just like the Uber driver, they didn't see anybody. They saw the car. They saw the keys in the car. And the car seemed to be working just fine. Like, it wasn't broken down.
Yeah. Huh?
So they traced the car back to a 96-year-old woman named Lillian Stern, who was the owner of the car. But she informed the police that her 19-year-old granddaughter, Sarah Stern, was the main driver of the car. She's the one that drives it everywhere she went.
Yeah.
So then, of course, the police now needs to find out where Sarah is. Especially the Shark River where the bridge was. It's a really, really harsh river. Like, it's really fast flow river. Like, did she fall? Did something happen? They need to figure out what happened to Sarah or where she is. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Sarah's father, his name is Michael, was trying to get a hold of her. Mm-hmm. He tried to call her. He tried to text her. When the police found out that Sarah was the main driver of the car, so of course they called her father, who was vacationing in Florida, by the way. He immediately came back
to New Jersey,
to Neptune City, right, to help look for Sarah. Of course, at this point, she's missing.
So police think about how to contact with her or her friend.
Right. They needed to ask pretty much the people in her life to learn more about her, find out who she's friends with, find out if they know anything that happened to Sarah, where she is. Right. It's a normal thing for the people in that town to know that Sarah was friends with several people. And one of them was her 19-year-old friend, Liam MCATASNEY. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But the police actually called him at 4 o'clock that morning just to see if he knew where she was. Maybe she was with him. Who knows? they've been friends since they were
6 years old.
6 years old, right? Like around the first grade. And now they're both 19 years old. So they've been friends for a long, long time. And when the police talked to Liam, asking, do you know what happened to Sarah? Do you know what's going on with Sarah? Why is her car there on top of that bridge? He immediately told the police, well, she's depressed.
Yeah.
She's going through a lot of things. She's been wanting to pack up. She's been wanting to leave town. She wants to go to Canada and start a life there. And he also said that she said that her father was kind of crazy, that they didn't get along well. So perhaps maybe Sarah committed suicide by jumping off the bridge. Liam just kind of, giving the police that information. At this point, the police kind of knew who Sarah is. Like I said, it's a small town. And they're aware that Sarah had a mom that had died 3 years previously of cancer. And Sarah was an only child.
Yeah.
So with Liam saying that she was suicidal, she was getting depressed, this kind of connected a little bit. The police can kind of see why Sarah would react that way. But still, there's no notes. There's no body. They haven't found her yet.
Yes.
But they start looking for her, right? Because the Shark River is right there. They start talking to more people in her life.
And the river connect to Atlantic Ocean. Maybe her body.
Right. They thought maybe her body just kind of flowed that way, which means that we probably will never find her.
Yes.
So then police decide to speak to Liam again later on that day because they talked to him at first at 4 a.m. But then they wanted to see if he knew her whereabouts the day before. And Liam said, oh yeah, we actually met up for food. We went to Taco Bell together the day before.
They both come to her house.
Yeah, and then they went back to her house. Liam then said that he left to go to work. He works at a pizzeria. He went to work after leaving her home, in which her house had like an outdoor camera, and you could see that Liam left her house.
At the afternoon.
In the afternoon, right? The day before they found the car. On a different note, some of other friends of Sarah actually said that she wouldn't run away. Wouldn't.
Impossible.
Yeah, that she wasn't suicidal, that she didn't run away. She was, full of life, and she was kind of this part of this happy-go-lucky group. It was her, Liam, and a couple other friends. And also, she had a dog that she loved. Buddy. Right. She had a dog she loved so much, and she wouldn't leave him just out of the blue. And when the police went to her house, Buddy was like starving. He was crying. And that's really out of character for Sarah to just leave her dog like that.
Now it's 2 months past. Nothing happened. Any news from
They still didn't find her
Sarah.
body. They didn't find any sort of evidence in her car, in her room, anything like that. So it's been 2 months. And then suddenly a friend of theirs in the group, they all went to high school together. They went to Neptune High School together. Somebody in her group, his name is Anthony Curry, went to the police. He told the police that, hey, I was talking to Liam, which is one of her friends that the police had talked to that worked at a pizzeria. So Anthony decided to tell the police that Liam had come up to him with a story, like with an idea pretty much. And Liam said, hey, what about strangling a girl to death and then take her body, throw her over the river, and then make it look like a suicide? And Anthony was like, wait, what are you saying? Like, is this an idea? What is it? Is this real? And Liam's like, no, it's just an idea for a film, because they like to do a lot of videos, they like to do a lot of shows, things like that with this group of friends. So Anthony just kind of like, okay, he just kind of kept that in the back of his head. Like, this is a little bit of a weird thing for Liam to say. But they do a lot of horror movies. They try to do slasher flicks. It's part of their fun group things that they do. But then this happened with Sarah.
The same
exact thing that Liam had said. So then that clicked on Anthony, like, I think I need to go to the police. I think I need to tell them that Liam had said this.
So in the next
So then
day,
the police says, all right, will you help us with this investigation? Because it's been 2 months. Will you go ahead and just wear a wire? That way you can go and talk to Liam, ask him about what he had said before, and then maybe we can get it in recording. And Anthony decided to participate. He said, okay, I will do it. He agreed to it. Of course, at first, Anthony calls Liam, and I think Liam already kind of knew something was happening. So Liam was like, no, let's not talk on the phone. Let's go ahead and meet up. Then they met up.
in the car.
And Anthony, of course, asked Liam about what he had said before. So in the recording, Anthony was able to get Liam to say everything that had happened. Liam actually said, I strangled her. I killed her. And it took me half an hour. It took me 30 minutes to kill her. And I was able to do it, and I killed her. So those were not exact words, of course, but he described to Anthony how he choked her, how she had a seizure. He didn't really know how to do it, so he struggled a lot. And not only that, he also said that after she died, Preston Taylor, which is another friend of theirs, in that group of theirs, to help him with the body. Of course, Anthony caught all this in his recording, which will later discriminate him in the trial. On a side note, Liam always tells the court that, oh no, he was auditioning for the movie, for the show. He wasn't confessing. So everything that you listen to in that recording is just me pretending. And even his mom thought that. Until this day, she still says that that's the reason that recording happened. Preston was a good friend of theirs. He's with a group. He grew up together. They all knew each other in high school. But Liam and Sarah were the ones that had known each other since they were 6 years old. But Liam had indicated that Preston helped him with the body, with Sarah's body, putting her in a car, pushing her over the bridge, pretty much helped Liam. And so the police decided to arrest both of them. And once they were arrested, Liam didn't say one word. He said a lot in the recording with Anthony, but he didn't say one word. Yeah. But the person that talked a lot, which they usually say the person that sang, the person that talked a lot was Preston. He confessed to his involvement. That
Preston and Liam, there's a roommate.
They're roommates. You're right. Preston told the police that the day that Sarah had died, he had killed her. He had choked her. She died by strangulation. And then he left to go to work at the pizzeria. He then called Preston. He was at work. So he called Preston, hey, I need you to meet me after I get off work, and I need you to help me move her body into the car and then go to the bridge, to the Route 35 bridge, and push her body over the bridge into the river, to Shark River. And Preston said, okay. I don't understand why these guys just think, okay, sure. You know, they're supposed to be best friends. They're supposed to be great friends. And it didn't even shock him. I don't think. I don't know if it really shocked him, because we found out that Liam has been planning this for 6 months. That's what you said. Right. In the Thai version, that they've been planning this for a long time. Well, Liam has. When Liam told Preston, can you help me with Sarah's body? Preston wasn't surprised. He was like, yep, sure, we can do this. And then we find out the main reason that Liam killed Sarah was because she had come upon some money because her mother had passed with cancer. So her mother had left her some money, and that Sarah had at least $100,000. And that's why he wanted to kill her, so he can get his hands on that money. After all said and done, he only got $9,000. Only. So you killed your best friend for $9,000. And then you also pulled somebody else into it, Preston, who also said, okay. So Liam was found guilty on all 7 counts and was sentenced to life without parole. Preston, even though he didn't kill Sarah, he actually did everything else with the crime with Liam. Preston knew about the plan and he was a willing participant. He could get help at any time. He could have gone to police at any time. He could have told a parent, a teacher, of any of that. So Preston was actually sentenced to 18 years in prison. So that was the case of Sarah Stern. It's really an unfortunate case. I mean, being killed by your own best friends.
Until now, we cannot find the body of
We don't know where she is.
Sarah. And this case is punished both of them by no body.
That's right, with no body, but they were
This
actually
is the
convicted.
first case of Mammoth County since 46 years that nobody that can.
But they were actually convicted, which is good because they did do the crime. So, okay. Thank you for coming by to listen to the story today. And we hope that you guys enjoy both the Thai version and the English versions.
If you would like to comment, please do so. And we're waiting for with very exciting.
Yes, thank you for coming by again.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Okay, before we go, I would like to thank you for you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.